Pain kills. We know this for a fact. It's been studied by people like the International Association for the Study of Pain, IFL Science, and Med Central, and yet reproductive health and those with uteruses are constantly dismissed and overlooked. 1 in 9 people with a uterus have endometriosis. The only definitive way to diagnose endometriosis is with the assistance of surgery, and on average, it takes 7 to 10 years to get diagnosed. I am one of the 200 million people who don't get diagnosed until it's almost too late. My severe period pain started when I was 14. My mom took me to see her gynecologist since I didn't have one of my own at that age. I remember lying on the table having an ultrasound done, barely knowing what was going on and scared at what the gel would feel like on my abdomen. Would it be cold? Would it be hot? I didn't know. Over the 7 years I suffered extreme menstrual pain, I learned how to dissociate from my body during these exams, learned how to see myself as nothing more than numbers on a chart. I wasn't a human being deserving of answers and respect. I was a chronically ill experiment who braced for rejection at every turn. The last 2 years before my hysterectomy, I saw 3 different doctors. At every turn, my tests came back normal. I began to dread hearing the word normal. I dreaded every time I got put on a new birth control that made me suicidal. I dreaded every hospital visit. I spent 3 weeks of the month dreading getting my period because I knew I would have to wear both a pad and a tampon for 2 days and nights, lest I start looking like a crime scene after 3 hours or risk staining my 3rd pair of underwear that day due to heavy bleeding. Throughout 7 years, I went through 4 doctors, 5 ultrasounds, a CAT scan, an MRI, 2 birth controls, a hormone suppressant, 2 hospital visits, and a partridge in a pear tree. I fought long and hard for a diagnosis, which wasn't given until after my hysterectomy. My hysterectomy that I only got because my psychiatrist deemed it a life-saving surgery. During my hysterectomy, they found deep endometriosis, or stage 4 endometriosis, smothering everything from my bladder to my rectum, from my left pelvic wall to my right. Had it not been stopped, the diseased tissue would have continued to creep upward and out, killing me from the inside out. Endometriosis has killed before, leading to the development of many health complications including gynecological cancer, kidney damage, and heart attacks, as discussed by Euronews, Medical News Today, Endometriosis Weekly, and the Endometriosis Foundation of America. I was almost its next victim. But I wasn't only alive, I was angry. I'm angry about how hard it is to diagnose endometriosis. And though new ways of diagnosing it have been discovered, such as blood tests reported on by Science Alert, that doesn't change the fact that so many people spend the better part of a decade, or sometimes more, suffering with no help and no one to believe them. I had to report 2 doctors for medical malpractice and ended up switching practices because the first OBGYN practice was so incompetent they didn't even know where connective tissue was located in the body. Spoiler alert, it's everywhere. The process of getting diagnosed with endometriosis should not be considered average. This is medical negligence. The doctors whose carelessness led to the death of people with endometriosis should be charged for their crimes and have their licenses taken away. Anyone who dismisses someone on the grounds of, it's just your pre-existing chronic illness making you extra sensitive, or you have too many nerves in your abdomen that are working overtime, is not someone who should be deciding who lives and who dies. And yes, those are real things and real dismissals I was given by multiple doctors. After my hysterectomy, it was like my whole world opened up. I was no longer in pain all the time. I no longer got weekly 3-day-long migraines. I could walk without support again. I got out of the house for more than just doctor's appointments, and I joined crafting groups and started volunteering again. Before my surgery, I would describe it as being a microscopic plankton trying to make a mountain with my marine snow while also trying to sustain my diet of said marine snow, while the ocean currents kept scattering my food and building materials across the breadth and depth of the ocean. Now, I feel like an actual human being with the necessary tools to sustain myself and build something new for myself. I want to conclude with the stanza from a poem I wrote in the months following my hysterectomy, titled Stage 4. Lying in the street, I have tracks across my face, but ropes are things, and things can break. so I stand to face the new day.